is Pleiades. We are here. It's going great. I just wanted to show you all this setup that I have going for the podcast. That's what I do for y'all. That's what we're doing. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Okay. Uh, oh, we got this guava nectar. Oh, I always put the camera upside down. And I'm not gonna edit this out, right? And it really does make a difference. At least to me it does. And that's good enough. I'll figure it out when I figure it out. Alright, y'all. Guava nectar. That's what I'm sipping on today. It is basically 3:40, so we're gonna go until 4:10. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, that is so good. My mom gets this from her coworker. Oh, I really like it. I will be sipping on that throughout. So, we figured out so many things. We are still at point 0.5. I am no longer using a pants tag or napkin. We actually have notes this time, and it's a notebook because I have no more storage on my phone, or barely any. I have like episode ideas on my phone, but we're gonna start writing them on my notebook, which is awesome. And I only have episode 3 written, if you guys can see that. Everything else is still on my phone. I literally just wrote this down so I could take the podcast right now. So, yeah, this is going to be uploaded Monday, June 23rd, but today is June 12th. And that's just how it's going to be. My first question that I'm going to be answering is, how is Pride Month going? Pride Month is going great. Um, it's going better than I would have expected because it's kind of a crappy time in life. Let's be honest. Um, there's a lot of stuff going on globally, but also like in our own cities. I feel like protesting in Houston is a lot safer. I don't know about in Austin. I haven't gone yet, but I might. I don't know. But I'm just saying it doesn't feel as safe. It feels like, I don't know, when you protest in Houston, it feels a little more peaceful. I mean, I've protested in Houston most of my life. I'm really on the patio, you know. It's really just a Thursday out here. Um Also, I was like really judging myself, but it's fine. I think the judgment is necessary. I was like watching back my second episode and I was like, damn, like that is really annoying. Like, why am I like that? Also, I'm grateful for the noises. Everything is a run on sentence. That is something that I'm like hyper fixated on, especially now. But it's whatever, right? It's just podcast vibes, especially when I'm just doing it alone right now. And this is just my third episode. It's only my third day out here, you know? Yeah, so Pride for me, it's going okay. I'm trying to put joy into the world, and I went from 3 subscribers on YouTube to 17 with just one video, which is amazing. I'm gonna buy a strap, which is amazing. Have to throw that in there. My friends are amazing, and I'm non binary, so I would hope that my friends are amazing. You see, I just took the sticker off. That's how new this journal is. I got it from Ross. I think it's like, blessings. That's all. the uploading process, that's something that I really wanted to talk about. First of all, I should have anticipated it to be worse than it was. I kind of did, like mentally. Like I cleansed my energy and I was like, okay, no matter what, it's going to be uploaded today because I said it would be on Monday. And I was going to go to my doctor's office to get my pap smear. I told you all about that. I had just took my video for my second podcast. And then I tried to upload my video and that went poorly because my phone didn't even have that much battery. I thought that I could have enough with the charge that I was putting onto my phone when I was driving to the doctor's, but I did not have enough, and I ended up having to upload it after. I tried to upload it on my phone, which another disaster, right? I ended up having to come home and then upload the video to my cloud, and then from my cloud on my laptop upload it to my YouTube, and then it was smooth sailing from there. But it was just crazy. I think I uploaded it like 3 or 4 times on my phone before my phone just died because I don't know, like the first time the Wi-Fi from the home to leaving caused it to interrupt and have an issue, and then from the inside or the outside of, like, 5G to the inside 5G of the doctor's office, another issue, and then my phone died. So yeah, I wanted to be transparent. That's another part of the patio poetry. I feel like life, that's another thing I wanted to mention. Like the reason I chose the words poetry on the patio with Pleiades, other than the fact that it rolls off the tongue and it feels good on the ears, rolls on the tongue. I have to do that again because it feels good to do that. Um, but I have to stop itching. I have eczema. My family has eczema, so I'm just gonna consciously decide to stop itching. So delicious. What was I talking about? Uploading process, conscious stop itching. I wonder how that looks on the camera. We're taking a second to listen to the birds. Yeah, the words poetry. Like, I kind of hear a lot that the way that I live is poetry and the way that I do everything is poetry, and I like that. So I felt like, we're on the patio, and I wrote my poetry book on the patio, and my name is Pleiades. So yeah, it just made sense. And I think explaining my uploading process, being transparent about writing the book, being transparent about my podcast process, and kind of making it like accessible. I want to make it seem easy to reach. Like you can do anything you want. Okay, so now we're going into some nitty gritty stuff. So I'm going to take another sip. We're almost at a third of the way through the podcast, and we're almost a third way through the page. So yeah, perfect timing. Mm. Mm. So yeah, my pap smear went funny. I say that because I feel like there's like a turning point. But my doctor is amazing. I love her so much, and I'm allowed to talk about this because I'm not breaking my own HIPAA rules. But so basically, she called my vagina a cooch, and she was like, yeah, like, I know your cooch is gonna be out, and there's like a longer story to this, right? Like we got close. She's like, I feel like my age, I don't know, she's young. So I was like, dude, we're besties, don't even worry about it, because she was like, it's unprofessional. I laughed so hard when she said that, um because she was explaining it, uh like how there's a male training doctor, and whew, welcome back, y'all. I did something a little dumb, a little silly. I didn't make sure that I had enough storage, but I actually spent some time today and cleared my phone so I would have storage from now on. Again, we're back. We're not sponsored, but we have Olipop this time. We have the cream soda flavor, my favorite flavor. And I will drink to that. Okay. So it is currently 4:49 p.m. on July 16th. I posted my video earlier today for the second episode, and that went a lot smoother than the first upload, and we can get into that. Basically, the earlier 10 minutes of this video that you guys have just watched, I filmed whenever I told y'all that I filmed it, and then the storage ran out, and the last 20 minutes I was just yapping with no one listening to me. There's a spider web I keep touching. Let's go back to these notes. It's a good thing I still have these notes, right? That's what it's for. So it cut off where I was talking about there's a training man. So the training man, I don't even remember how much I said, so I might repeat a little bit about myself. But the training man had I'm glad I caught that on video. Holy shit. I wonder how that's gonna be. But the training man had been my male nurse originally, and then my other nurse from like a previous visit also entered the room, and that guy's name is Jason. The male nurse, his name is Jeff, and it was awkward. I don't know if he was looking at me, my body or not, because I was getting a pap smear, right? Sorry, I'm just watching this wasp that probably was the same wasp that came into my face. Whew, that was terrifying. Um, I just pretended like I didn't exist though, so that was fine. But yeah, it was funny because like they came in and Jason was like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you," and I was like, "No, we've met before. You're Jason or something," and he was like, "Yeah, or something," and it was just really funny. And I don't know, it was cute. Like I don't know, it was just a good moment. But I kind of just like didn't even feel a pap smear. Like it was so seamless. That was awesome. Honestly, like I don't even remember like what I didn't record. There was so many things that I said that I felt like I said so well in the third episode. But here we are. We can just forget about that and continue to move on. And I have 20 minutes, so we are 4 minutes into this time's recording process. And Jason was also my phlebotomist, so he took my blood and he made me feel so comfortable. He did it so well. Like, Jason, if you're watching this right now, I love you. I love you so much. And I told him because like he helped me distract for a little bit from the process because I am a passer outer. I pass out, I faint a lot, I'm faintish. And yeah, I wasn't even like anywhere near passing out because of Jason. I started to talk about like my art and my podcasts and stuff and my album, and when I was about to leave, Jason was like, "Yeah, let me know when your album is out." And I was like, "Oh, you're the first one I'm going to call. I'm going to call the office, the doctor's office. I'm going to be like, "Hey, don't forget to tell Jason that my album's out." And he was like, "Oh, so I'll be waiting for your call." I thought that was awesome. That was awesome. I don't know. It was just a cute little conversation. Obviously, I'm in love with Jason. And Jason, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry that you're watching this. So I wanted to talk about. I'm talking about all this stuff again. That's just something that I'm having to process, and it's something that I'm going to take into consideration for the next time. But yeah, I wanted to talk about how I'm gonna start getting STD checked every 3 months, and I wanted to start talking about that. Sorry, I had to kick because there's a fly on my camera. But I wanted to talk about that because I want to be the change that I want to see. And I went and got my pap smear done, and then I also got an STD check, and that was amazing. It was great. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. It went great. But yeah, I think we should be more open as people about STD tests and cleanliness and being like, I don't know, then we can have a lot more fun, you know? Like I hate to say it because again, this is just me being honest, right? Candid as possible, but like the partners that I've been with recently like have not had those conversations with me. So that's also another reason why I'm talking about it right now on the podcast, not like for them to watch and like be like, "Oh my god, I have to talk about this" or whatever. No, but because I want to be the change that I want to see in the world. Okay, whatever. Um Hey, hey, don't have my drink. A fly. I also wanted to talk about how I wanted to leave room for openness, exploration, curiosity, and a continuation of thoughts in this podcast. I am a ever changing human being like all of us. I want change to happen fast and quickly. And in that way, I guess I'm a radical. And because of that, like that's just what the podcast is for, you know, like we're exploring thoughts in a way. It's like a journal. I think I've also talked about this in like a earlier podcast episode where I was like, you know, I'm going to be growing with the podcast, and that is important. Also, if y'all don't like me swinging, let me know, but I love to swing. This is like Olipop is a better version of soda. Again, not sponsored, but it helps my brain because I think like, oh, I'm not actually having soda, but I am. I don't know. It just helps my brain. I'm a dripper. I'm dripping right now. I'm just gonna check because I want to make sure the video is still going. The camera angle might have changed and you might be able to see a little bit of the container. I can probably fix that in editing. Maybe I won't though. But let's get back into it. So I wanted to talk about also how, is that a Spidey spider? Holy crap, that's a Spidey spider. And it's on my Cami camera. What do I even do about that? Like, fuck. Like I can't grab my phone until later. But anyway, you know what? I'll just forget about it for now. And what? Oh, okay, that is crazy. It's got like 6 legs or something. I think it's missing 2 legs. This is so creepy. It's like just crawling on my camera. This has been a very bug-tastic episode. Anyway, so also I'm wearing a skirt because there's shorts underneath this. You're fooled, weren't you? You were fooled. I wanted to talk about how the spider moved, but I don't know where it went to. That freaks me out. This is kind of like a stream of consciousness, similar to the writing style. That's similar to how I write in like a journal, and I've been inspired by some of my friends in the past, in my childhood, in my junior high days, in my high school days, of learning about stream of consciousness. Um, I also wanted to talk about how I want people to enjoy what I provide. Like, I don't want to just talk and not connect with people. I want this to be a conversation. I want y'all to be able to communicate some feedback. Already, people have given me some constructive criticism, but they've also understood that those were like my first episode or two or whatnot. Also, the second episode, people like dropped off. Like, the first episode, excuse me, when I had posted it, I had gotten like 100 views in the first day. But I keep it pushing, you know. I'm still showing up every single day. That's all I can ask for. But I did gain one more subscriber from the first episode to the second one, at least in this moment. So there might be more growth to come. I'm gonna be better about posting shorts too. Shorts on YouTube, you know what I mean. Oh, also I wanted to mention that Olipop tastes like kombucha. It's not bad. I love kombucha though. That's just me. I'm gonna change with the times. My poetry is also changing with the times. I'm kind of tired because I went to a protest the other day. I don't know if I should say that, but I don't think it matters because like I am who I am. But yeah, I wanted to say that my poetry is changing already, and everything is changing me. Like the podcast is changing me. It's like a journal. Like I said, journaling changes me. But I'm also tired, not just because of like how much I've been working and pushing for the world, but also because I have to redo this podcast. And it's like that's such a struggle. Like I'm talking about the same things that I've just talked about. And you know, like the present moment matters. It really does. But there are things that I want to share with y'all. So I will continue to share. When interviews, how interviews. When interviews, starting from August 11th, you might have seen me post about that already. Probably. If you want to be a part of the interview process, message me, DM me, YouTube, comment me, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You got multiple avenues to reach me. How are we going to do the interviews? Each one's probably going to be different. Maybe one day someone will come here on the patio with me and we'll be able to have a conversation. Maybe one day I will go to someone's house. Maybe I'll go to a library in Houston or Austin. That's how. What's the progress on books and editors? Okay, so I think maybe in the last episode I had mentioned that my book was finished. Maybe I didn't. Maybe that's this episode thing that my book is finished and I just need to move it. I think I did actually tell that to y'all in the last episode that my book is finished and sorry, I went a little too hard. And then now I just need to upload it online. That's still the truth today, unfortunately. I say unfortunately, but it's not that big of a deal. I finished one of T.S. Eliot's books or readings, so I've progressed. I've read more of Victor Hugo's, and I've started reading another poet's. So yeah, again, I'm doing great, and there's also other poets that I started talking to. Like, I met Miss Zaney at the BB Queer event that the Side Saddles invited me to. Very grateful for all of them. Miss Zaney is a poet herself, and she is published in some avenues, and hopefully soon, inshallah, we will make poetry together. And I also have another friend. I've got a couple of friends like Aaliyah, who's going to write poetry with me. So it's like it's a great world that we live in. So yeah, I really do need to move all of those poems to be prepared to be edited. Um, and we have 10 more minutes. Damn, I really be dripping. This is a headband, and it's on my wrist, and it is making me so sweaty. So I'm gonna put it on my head, and it just made my hair fall out because I took a shower and I was supposed to like do my hair products and everything, which creates this like super porous hair to actually look like how it's supposed to look. If I don't do it, then it looks silky AF, and it's so hard to manage. And this is why I thought for the entirety of my life my hair was straight. But it's not. It feels way more comfortable when it's not so frizzy. And y'all have seen, if you're watching my YouTube video, then you have seen, oh my god, I'm so sweaty. You have seen my curly hair. I think I'm finished with this Olipop. That really sucks. But you know, I could go get another drink. But no, we just have 10 more minutes. So I'm not going to do that because I don't care. But yeah, the last thing that I have written on this is just on next week's episode, which is crazy because we're just starting that this week. Um, yeah, we're having a section called on next week's episode where we talk about what I'm going to talk about next week. And maybe it'll change, maybe it won't. But for right now, we're going to see what happens. On next week's episode, we're going to talk about what we could accomplish in 30 minutes. Oh, why is this fly being a little freak? Oh, God, that was so scary. What we can accomplish in 30 minutes. More about Pride Month. Third time's the frickin' charm. Except this is actually, oh my god, I have to check. This time's actually the fourth time. Yep, we're recording. I had to check because your boy had forgotten to press record. Well, no, I didn't forget to press record. I pressed record, and then when I was putting my phone up, my finger slipped and pressed it again. Third time is a charm for the video, though. Here we are again. Different clothes. I'm in this shirt. If you know, you know. I got a Topo Chico, again, not sponsored. Let's crack open the cold one with the boys. You know, I choose to believe that the reason that all of this happened was one, like the video process getting disturbed. One was a learning process. And two, certain things had to have happened. Currently, sorry. Currently, I am in an interesting week. I kind of had like a laid back week. I did that on purpose because this weekend I'm going to Houston and I haven't been driving to Houston as often. And that's been feeling so nice. So, like, I really needed to get my energy together. And I've been feeling my energy pulled in all sorts of directions, like friends, family, other relationships, plants, responsibilities, politics. But yeah, I think, like, getting to hang out with my friends, like tomorrow I'm getting to see Joaquina again, and I love them so much. I'm glad I pushed myself to go out when I did because I would not have met Joaquina otherwise. And like we were gonna wear the same shoes and like the same bag, and it's just so crazy. Like it didn't happen, but it was meant to be anyway. Moving forward in the list, I still haven't updated the list of like episode 4 and stuff, etc. But I think it's time to talk about next week's episode because we still haven't done that. I think this is like my fourth time trying to record this. But fuck it, we ball. I think the point is that, like, you can't give up. Like, oh, it's just this. Sorry, I have like general anxiety disorder, right? But I think I've learned that I can't give up. That I have to keep going. Like for some reason, I'm committed to the podcast. I say for some reason, but there's a multitude of reasons, right? Let's talk about them. Let's ponder about them for a second. So the podcast keeps me regular. It keeps me like journaling in some kind of like video format, and like it keeps me open and learning, and it's like a routine, a reminder of like, oh, this is the start of the week, and like what have I gotten done and what could I do better. And I'm sure that is the same for others because those are the intentions that I'm pouring into it. I had my last garden today, and yesterday Cassandra and I, Cassiopeia, I forgot the name that is the constellation. Maybe that's not a constellation, but I think that's it. But yeah, Cass, if you're watching this, then obviously we hung out yesterday. We went to the bins, and it was so fun to hang out with friends. I love Cass. I love you so much if you're watching this. Um, I don't know what I was really trying to say, but like basically, I feel like it's easier to stay regular and also like expand in all sorts of aspects. Anyway, whatever. I'm just gonna move on. Next week's episode. On 30 minutes, what 30 minutes can bring us? What can you fit in 30 minutes? Because the episodes are 30 minutes long. more on Pride Month because it's still Pride Month and we're still fighting, on being non binary and being visible, on joy and rage and what it means to hold both. There are all of these ants underneath me. I hate them because I'm allergic to them. Ugh. There's so there's so many of them. I don't even know. Anyway, on autonomy and doing things for yourself. Um, on 1 year of living in Austin, Texas. Whew, that is it for the podcast. Um, what I had written down, now that I'm finally finished with, like, well, obviously I'm gonna be talking a little bit more, but once I'm done taking the video, like, I can finally start editing it. And tomorrow I see Joaquina, like I mentioned, and there's other things that I need to get done. Maybe I'll start editing today. Today is Wednesday, the something. I don't even know what day it is. Damn. I turned 25 in 2 months. Ugh, ew. Ew, why is it coming so close to me? Like, it literally sat on me like three, four times. Six, seven, eight. Sorry, maybe I'm exaggerating. It was definitely like three or four times, so. Um, yeah, I have secrets, and I probably shouldn't be sharing all of them, so I will hold my tongue. What can I talk about, though? That's the question. I told you about I told y'all more about my book the last episode. I I've talked to a couple of people that want to be on the podcast, which is cool. I have 26 subscribers right now, which is insane to me. Like, I literally started the channel back up. Like, obviously I started it like 13 years ago or whatever, but like I started back up in posting for the podcast, excuse me, just 3 weeks ago now. And maybe I have more subscribers at this point. But the point is that 23 subscribers in like 3 weeks of starting your YouTube, that like feels really good. I don't know, that feels really good to me. I hope everyone knows how grateful I feel for all of the support and, and the time and the energy that they're investing into watching this, because I know, like, you could just not, you know. I think this is going to be the most fun episode yet, and I think every other episode since this continuing on is going to get very interesting. Soon it's going to be July. In July, I'm going to record some podcast episodes. That's going to be fun. I'm glad I gave myself the like idea of 30 minutes because it keeps it pretty concise and manageable. And also I want to say that I probably will, like, moving forward, break up recording sessions into 30 minutes, or sorry, like from 30 minutes to 10 minutes each, and it'll give me like a chance to be more creative with the editing process as well, and I think it'll be more fun visually to watch. Also, I wanted to add that, oh, my horrible box situation will no longer be happening. I don't even think I got to mention this because I mentioned this last time when I didn't even get to record. But the second time my phone failed, it fell, and my glass on my screen broke because it's like I had to put my screen protector, my phone case here, to put the mic thing on my phone. So I forgot tripods existed or something for my podcast. So yeah, from episode 4, I will use a tripod because I'm not gonna be dumb. Also, I don't know why I keep touching my eye. I really should stop doing that because I literally have a sty. And oh, okay, stop. Habits are so hard to break. It's such a nice day out. It's been a couple of nice days out. I love my friends. I think I'm going to end this here. So, in the last minute, I just want to, first of all, just a little bit of some sounds. And as always, please be inspired people and their mamas. You know what I'm about to tell you. Stay hydrated, feed yourself well, healthfully exercise, take care of your friends, your family, educate yourself, read a book, pet a dog, pet a cat, pet some, pet some animals, pet a plant. Yeah. Have some ice cream. Love yourself. Literally, do whatever you can to live your best life. That's all I can say. And wake up every morning with fresh new baby eyes. 1 second. And with that, please, beans, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.